The flagger. No job is more important to protect workers in the roadway than a highly motivated, professional, and trained flagger. For without their skills, training, and expertise, let's face it, traffic flow through construction zones would be a disaster. The Manual of Traffic Controls for Construction and Maintenance Work Zones is the basic standard that provides guidance for flagger conduct, skills, and the signs they use. Some states may have varying guidelines and regulations, but most state programs are based upon this manual and regulation. This program can only provide basic guidelines and information, so it's important for you to closely follow your company's policies and procedures. If you have a question about your job assignment, be sure and ask your supervisor, as this job is extremely important and you can't take chances with not fully understanding your job assignment. As a flagger, you must remember that your job is the most important one on the crew, as the lives of all individuals in the workspace depend on you and your decisions. As a flagger, you must look and act as a professional. Dressing in a sloppy manner and not looking the part of a professional only serves to reduce your authority and effectiveness as you try to control traffic. Dress the part. Wear only clean and neat clothing, along with fresh, reflectorized, and highly visible garments required for street work. Work boots are a must due to the walking surface on a construction or maintenance site. From time to time, you may see flaggers who don't use personal protective attire. Let's face it, they do not command the respect needed to professionally control traffic. The clothing worn must be approved and according to your state's standards. Flagger garments must meet Class II American standards for high visibility safety apparel. Generally, your vest, shirt, or jacket and pants should be orange, yellow, strong yellow-green, or a fluorescent version of these colors. At night and in low visibility situations, the vest, shirt, or jacket should be reflective. Reflectorized pants must be worn at night and in low visibility situations. Reflective clothing must be visible at a minimum distance of 1,000 feet and must identify the wearer as a person through the full range of body motions. Generally, a hard hat with reflective material attached is required as well. Again, be sure to maintain a neat appearance. Your basic tools are a standard stop-slow paddle with a minimum of 18-inch by 18-inch octagon. The staff of the stop-slow paddle should be a minimum of 5 feet to the bottom of the sign, but 7-foot staff is recommended. It's a good practice to use a paddle with a staff to help prevent fatigue as well. The paddle should be reflectorized in standard colors. When 2 flaggers are used on one job, two-way radios should be used to coordinate efforts. Floodlights illuminating the flagger and flashlight with wand are required for night operations. Flaggers must remain alert and standing at all times. No lawn chairs or straddling barricades. However, a small plastic footrest can go a long way to reduce fatigue and back pain. Always face oncoming traffic and never turn your back to oncoming traffic or stand in the path of moving traffic. A flagger's normal station is on the shoulder of the road, not in the line of traffic. If you drive to the worksite, park your vehicle well off the road, away from your station. Stand alone. Do not mingle with work crew or the public. Make sure you're visible to oncoming traffic, not standing where the sun is impeding visibility or in a shadow. Stand in a location that allows approaching traffic adequate time to respond. Vehicle drivers must be able to recognize you as a flagger for at least the minimum sight distance. As an example, if the posted speed limit is 30 miles per hour, minimum sight distance is approximately 550 feet. Prior to the start of flagging operations, all signage as required by the Manual of Traffic Control must be in place. A good location is where the sight distance is sufficient and the flagger is clearly visible to approaching vehicles. When the temporary traffic control zone covers a long segment of highway, additional flagger signs may be needed. In high-speed areas, the maximum distance from the last sign to a point where the driver detects the flagger must not exceed 1 mile. When more than one flagger is being used, all communications procedures should be clear before any flagging begins. If there's a major intersection within the closed area, an additional flagger may be required to help control traffic entering the traffic control zone from the intersection. Usually the flagger may not override regulatory traffic control devices, such as stop signs or traffic lights. Flaggers must also coordinate their operations with the signal systems. Basically, there are 2 different applications requiring a single flagger situation. On a low-volume road with good visibility, a single flagger may be used to control one direction of traffic, while the other direction flows freely. In this situation, the flagger is positioned in the closed lane at the beginning of the taper. The flagger stops the traffic approaching in the closed lane. When the open lane is clear, the flagger allows traffic to proceed. 2 flaggers may be required during low sight distance situations and during peak traffic periods, or if there is a major intersection near the activity area. A single flagger may also be used to stop traffic in a lane while that lane is closed. An example would be a truck depositing material off the edge of the roadway. In this situation, the flagger would stop the traffic in this lane while the other lane flows free. When the lane is open, the flagger allows the traffic to proceed in their normal lane. After stop traffic is allowed to proceed, the flagger should turn the flagger paddle parallel to traffic so that no message is displayed to either direction of traffic. When 2 flaggers are required, lines of communications must be established prior to the start of flagging operations. This is a good time to conduct a tailgate meeting to ensure everyone is on the same page. The 2 flaggers must be able to see each other or have two-way radios or other methods designated for clear communications. 1 flagger should be assigned as the lead flagger and coordinate all activities. When 2 flaggers are used and two-way radios are unavailable, the flag transfer method may be used. This method is providing the last vehicle proceeding into the 1-lane section given a flag or other object and instructed to deliver it to the other flagger at the other end. The opposite flagger then knows that it's safe to allow traffic to move in the other direction. 2 flaggers may also be used in conjunction with a pilot vehicle. In this situation, the flagger stops the traffic until the pilot vehicle arrives and is pulled into position to lead traffic through or around the activity area. The flagger shall then stop all traffic until the pilot vehicle has returned for the next trip. An advance flagger may be used when there is limited sight distance to the activity area or where long lines of traffic form. In a situation such as limited sight distance, the advance flagger should stop each vehicle and inform the driver of the situation ahead. Where there are long lines of stopped traffic waiting to proceed, the advance flagger should move down the line and inform each driver of the reason for the delay and the approximate length of the delay. To stop traffic, stand in a safe location on the shoulder of the road, away from moving traffic. Face traffic and extend the stop paddle in a stationary position with the arm extended horizontally away from the body. The free arm should be raised with the palm toward approaching traffic. Look directly at the approaching driver. Make sure that you make direct eye contact with the driver. Remain on the shoulder of the road after the first vehicle is stopped. Always make certain that the flagger and the paddle are visible to the drivers of all stopped vehicles. The flagger should never stand in the traffic lanes unless, in the flagger's opinion, the drivers of the stopped vehicles are unaware of the flagger's presence. If it's necessary for the flagger to stand in the traffic lane, the flagger may only stand near the center line and never cross it. When the flagger is satisfied that the drivers of all stopped vehicles are aware of his or her presence, the flagger should return to the shoulder of the road. Any time the flagger is required to take a position near the center line of the traffic lane, the flagger should remain aware of the traffic traveling in the opposite direction. To direct stopped traffic to proceed, remain at your station on the shoulder. If you're in the stopped traffic lane, return to the shoulder. Face traffic and turn the slow paddle to face traffic. Hold the slow paddle in a stationary position with your arm extended horizontally away from your body. Do not wave the paddle around as it creates a confusing message. To alert or slow traffic, stand on the shoulder of the road and face traffic with the slow sign paddle held in a stationary position with your arm extended horizontally away from your body. You may motion up and down with the free hand, palm down, indicating that the vehicle should slow down. Never stand in the path of oncoming traffic. At night, flagger stations should be well illuminated. The flagger must wear reflective pants and vest, shirt or jacket, or other approved garment such as a jumpsuit. Reflective channelizing devices should also be used. In emergency situations, a minimum size 24-inch by 24-inch red flag may be used instead of a paddle until a paddle is available. However, as soon as a paddle is available, it should be used. Never abandon your post for any reason until the work is finished or a replacement arrives. Do not engage in extended conversations with motorists or lean on vehicles. Be polite, but brief. Never argue with or confront motorists. Be courteous. You never know how the driver or passenger will react. If a driver refuses to obey instructions, record a description of the car, the driver, license plate, and the circumstances. Report this information to your supervisor as soon as possible. Remove or cover all signs indicating the presence of a flagger when a flagger is not actually flagging. This includes lunch and breaks. Be alert for emergency vehicles. They have priority rights. Allow them to pass as quickly as possible. A mother of 4 working the midnight shift as a highway construction flagger was killed in Illinois after a man charged with drunken driving slammed into her on an interstate entrance. The flagger was standing on the road's shoulder, illuminated by overhead lights, when a speeding car veered into her, authorities said. Her death highlights the rising number of workers killed in construction zones and the dangers of working as a flagger, a job that attracts women because it requires less physical strength, but that comes with the increased risk of working near speeding traffic. The highway where this flagger was killed had been under construction for many months. Illinois Department of Transportation officials said that in that time they have kept at least 2 state troopers on patrol 24 hours a day and have issued more than 2,000 speeding tickets. Officials said they continue to see people speeding, talking on cell phones, reading newspapers, and eating while driving through construction zones. We've done everything possible to reach the motoring public, Illinois Department of Transportation spokesperson said. Until people slow down, until they lay off the pedal, people are going to continue to die. This is only one instance of flagger death. There are many such instances across the nation. It's a very important job, but it requires training, following the rules, and of course, watching out for motorists every minute of the time. Your best bet is to follow your company's policies and procedures and to perform your job in a professional manner, and watch out for motorists who choose not to follow the rules of the road.